Howdy folks, and welcome to a new season of making a Fakemon region. It's been a while, again, but hopefully this new direction will be worth it. The first 20 episodes of this series was a bit bumbling and awkward, and although I am still very bumbling and awkward, I feel like I've got more of a direction of what I want to do now. We've got new things, new ideas, and hopefully it's going to be great. So let's get the new things out of the way first, starting with new hosts, kind of. Meet our first edition, Tui! You want to say hi, Tui?
Not really.
Alrighty then. Then we have Redface.
Why, hello there!
And finally, we have Fake.
Oh, gee willikers, I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
Oh, right, the lighting is still a bit messed up. It's a new set, you can probably see. It's not like whatever the last one was. Let me just, there we go.
Scared times twice!
So, these three helpers are me! They're from different universes. We met on an incredibly complicated backstory that would probably make a great movie if I had the talent and funds. But regardless, they're here to help out. So, what do you think?
I think the intro sucks. No one says howdy like it's a natural threat.
Hey, I asked you for new ideas for the intro and none of you came up with anything better.
Haha! Back that ass up, you found Lewiside.
Welcome one and all to the wonderful world of Lewiside!
Either way, this is a Sidlemon episode. We got Sidlemon to draw. And we're going to do a topic I said I would do like 6 months ago. A beach episode!
Yeah, get the bikini tops out.
No, we're gonna draw animals instead.
Wow, that sucks.
So for those who don't know, this series, we're creating a fictional landmass and we're filling it up with fictional animals based around different cultures around the world. Let's just jump into our first concept idea I had. Vampire crabs. Look how cool they are! When I found out this species, I knew I had to make a monster design on it. In fact, I was so set on designing this, I designed this monster about 3 months before I did any of the other ones, including its evolutions. I just liked the idea that much. The full process kind of went like a mind map where I was thinking, vampire crabs, hanging upside down. Fruit hangs upside down from trees. Bats hang upside down from trees like vampires. Vampire crabs. Crab apple is a fruit. It's all getting connected here. And coconut, palm tree on a beach. Bam. Sorted. So I like the idea of it being kind of a... It looks like a fruit and it falls out of trees and it lands on people's heads like a coconut. But it turns out it's actually just a crab. I wanted to kind of do the opposite of what a crab normally is, as they're normally in like beaches and tide pools, like pretty low on the earth, not high in trees. I thought it'd be fun to just to mix around a bit. I also like the idea of making the silhouette kind of look like a bat. Just, you know, in reality, it wouldn't actually have a purpose. It's just like, you know, people would see it and be like, oh, I see. I also wanted to make it a lot more original because I'm noticing the more ideas I make in this series, I'm always got this back idea, this thought in my head, which is thinking, yeah, but Pokemon's already done an idea like that, you know, like an electric tick, a pile of sludge. So I try my best to make them as original as possible because the actual Pokemon has a lot of crabs.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Not like that. So I wanted to make something original. So fruit apple. I tried to make the colours look all tropical and fruity because again, it's meant to be seen on like beaches and palm trees. I like the idea that its claws aren't properly developed, however it's got a really nasty bite, kind of alluding to that vampire crab. In reality, vampire crabs, I don't believe, are actually vampiric in nature. They are cannibals, I do believe that. But either way, so here we have it. This is Brackle, a mix between Brachyura, the scientific name for true crabs, I believe, and apple. I was going to call it Crapple, or Cravel, because that's an amazing name. Bugsnax beat me to it though, so Brackle it is. Plus it sounds more violent, I guess, right? Because it's a vampire crab what falls off the trees and bites people's heads.
Oh, so that's why you do on this channel. You draw animals and then you talk about them.
Yeah, pretty much for now.
Do other people do this?
Yeah, loads of creative people do this. It's great to see what other people can think of. Wink wink, you people know who you are.
Huh. So how does your channel stick out then?
So starting with Brackle's evolution. The original plan was to give him a split evolution. In my head, I wanted to have one evolution where he did go more like vampire bat, and then one where he stayed more crabbish. I only had enough time to do one crab evolution. I'll revisit and add the vampire one soon enough. So again, whilst doing research, I realised that there's a apple coconut, or coconut apple, variety version of coconut, what is called coconut apple. It's not actually called coconut apple, it's called sprouted coconut. I think when I Google coconut apple, sprouted coconut comes up. So yeah, looking at the shape, I kind of like the idea of, the top half of a crab being the coconut shell to look like a sprouted coconut, because it's a coconut crab. I also wanted to give, if I'm thinking with the vampire one, its main theme is going to be, its teeth. I was thinking this point of evolution is that it doesn't use its mouth as much anymore, and in fact grows out its claws. So that's the split between the vampire and the coconut one, maybe one's high special attack, one's physical attack, will determine the evolution. I haven't thought about it much, I'll admit. So yes, this one is more inspired by the coconut crab than the vampire crab, with obviously a literal coconut being placed on it and its gigantic muscles. I also like the idea that in-universe, this species lays its eggs underneath palm trees, implying that its claws are strong enough to just lift up palm trees in general, just to lay its eggs underneath, like dig a hole underneath so that it won't get crushed, obviously. But yeah, these claws are definitely for power, not cutting, you know what I mean? But yeah, not too much more to say about this. This is Co-Crushed, a mix between coconut, crush, and crustacean. These two designs are relatively simple in concept and execution, but in a way, that's kind of what I like about them. They're cute.
God, you can talk a man's ear off, can't you?
Yeah, kind of. Well, we've only got 2 more designs left to go. Come on.
All right, throw it at me.
Well, when thinking of seaside animals, I was kind of just thinking of hermit crabs. I was having a crab theme, We all have those crab days. And then that thought went to hermit crabs to then the horse conch. And I was just thinking of ideas of, rather a hermit crab or a conch. Something that would normally live in a shell, replace the shell with something weird. Can I make a monster design out of it? Either way, I soon thought about kids leaving their buckets, the sandcastle buckets, on the beach when they have, a fun day out. They go home to leave the buckets. And in the nighttime, sand slugs come out and move into the little buckets. I don't know why it came to slugs specifically, because I feel like a beach would be the last place a slug would end up. But still, I just had this idea in my head of a snail with the bucket, and then, it evolving into it growing too big for the bucket, so the bucket is on his head somewhat as a helmet. That idea stuck with me, so that's what I did. I changed the posing for the first form. Instead of it, I was originally going to draw it on its belly as an actual slug or snail, but then I thought it'd be much cuter if it kind of peering out the bucket, and then I gave it little nubs unintentionally, little handies, and I realised how adorable it actually was. This is Slugit, a mix between slug and bucket, obviously. I love it, even though the bucket doesn't look much like a bucket. But still, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times, I'm not an artist. Let's evolve it. Now, straight away, I want to mention that looking at the final design, originally, I wasn't too sure about it. As in, part of me thinks that I should add a middle evolution at some point. I just thought that was worth mentioning, that this might not be the actual second evolution, and there might be something in the middle. I'm not sure. You're free to tell me your opinions in the comments below if you so decide to. But yeah, the main idea I had for this design was obviously having the bucket around his head, kind of like a helmet, like a soldier. I kept having this idea of I kept imagining it being like a horse in a way. If that makes sense, well, I can imagine someone riding it and the horse also having a helmet, like a police horse in a weird way. Right? I don't know. Alright, I'm sorry. And again, similar to the crabs, there is a few other Pokemon based on giant slugs, and I wanted to make sure it didn't look exactly like them, although I will admit there's definitely some Goomy vibes. But I feel like that's just from any cute slug monster, you know what I mean? I also realised when designing it is that its body was kind of empty. It didn't have anything on it, so I kind of did some research on rockpool slugs, and they do have some really pretty, the hides, I guess is the word for it, I'm not really sure. And then I like the design idea of it kind of looking like a beach towel, because he roams the beaches, he's got a bucket, he likes to have fun in the beach, and I thought that would be fun. And then maybe it could be a thing where, how there's donkey rides at beaches sometimes, these guys are roaming around, and if you stroke them, give them an apple, you can give them a ride and pretend like you're having fun. I mentioned this in a few previous episodes, and I will mention it here again. All of these designs of this episode use very light colours. I've got 2 monitors, both of which have different colours. I think one of them's broken. I'm not fully sure which one actually is. So if in the previous ones, if you keep seeing me add weird colours or wrong colours and then quickly going back and forth on colours. That's why I'm taking the image and moving it back and forth between each monitor so I can actually see what's the right colour. It's a bit awkward with light colours. It's not so noticeable with dark colours, I've realised, but that's a little explanation. I do have a new monitor. I'm looking at it right now. I don't know why I didn't put it on. So here we are. This is Mollisand, a mix between mollusk and sand. I'm really happy with how these all turned out, although I will admit, a few of them definitely suffer from the pixel art. There's definitely a few curves that don't look like curves because of all the blocks. You know what I mean?
Why not draw them in your other style? I mean, you've not shut up about drawing things in watercolor the past few days. I'm surprised you tried pixel art at all. Just do it so we can get this crap over with and we can go get food.
Okay, yeah, sure, why not? The past few weeks, I've been experimenting with new styles. I do drawing challenges where, like, you know, for like a month I'll draw something different a day, and I was looking for a new style to do a certain month in. And I kind of came across doing watercolour. I keep mentioning that I'm not an artist, and the only things I do tend to draw is usually pixel art, but this time I tried to do something new. And I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It's kind of watercolour, kind of done digitally though. It's fully done digitally, but you know what I mean. It's not meant to fully replicate how real watercolor works. It's just meant to have that kind of style to it. And furthermore, I want to mention it's a fully coincidence that in Generation 1, Pokemon also had the watercolor style. I love those renditions. I think they're amazing. However, this isn't me trying to replicate that. I mean, I'm sure you can tell this isn't me trying to replicate it by the fact that they don't really look anything like that, but still. I just want to mention that because, you know, I don't want any comments saying, here's how you can make it look more authentic, because I'm a kind of person who prefers to do things in my own style. You know, I don't like replicating other people's styles. Quite frankly, just because I'm kind of bad at it. I stick with what I know. If I get any comments telling me how it's really good, but it's not authentic enough, I'm going to be really upset because it shows that you didn't see the video and you just clicked to see all the designs, and I hate when people do that. I'm joking, kind of. So yeah, in this new style, I can make curves look curvier. I can make things just kind of look better in general. I showed this to a lot of people, and a lot of people definitely prefer the watercolor style. The only problem I had was Crushed's coconut, because I didn't really know how to add a texture to it. It kind of looked a bit smooth. I had to add a few little hairs, but even then, still, you know. So this is definitely one of the new things I want to push going forward, is that I'm drawing in more styles now, you know what I mean? I feel like my pixel art limits me in the sense of, some people like it, but I feel like it's a very niche. A lot of people definitely prefer actual drawings as opposed to pixel art. And I was thinking, you know, in Pokemon Sword and Shield, it had its own special rendering style as opposed to the other ones, and obviously Gen 1 and 2 was watercolor. Maybe this is the Sidlemon rendering art, kind of digital watercolor, you know what I mean? So, again, something original to Sidlemon in a way. So there we all have it. Brackle, Co-Crushed, Mollisand and Slugit in 2 different styles. Please comment down below, let me know which one you prefer in drawing style and actual monster design. I'm really happy with all of these. Again, I'm so sorry it took so long, it's been a busy time of year for me. You know it's busy when me getting sucked into a wormhole and meeting 3 different versions of myself from different universes was the least of my concerns. But yeah, like always, tell me what designs you like, tell me what designs you hate, tell me what Seidel you like and hate. I'm sure they'll be really happy to know.
Your opinion matters.
But either way, folks, like always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in a bit. Toodaloo.
Oh, God, that's high pitch.
Oh, wait, should we do it?
Let's do it at the same time.
We'll do it in sync, we'll do it in sync. Right, on the count of 3. 3, 2...
Bye!
No!
Oh,
no, after 3, after 3, 2, 1, then go.
God, I'm surrounded by clowns.
3, 2, 1...
Bye!
Woo!
That was fun.